So hello, Mechwarriors, this is Old Bob 10025 with Night Witches. So what I want to do with Night Witches is kind of do a story within a story, kind of like a subplots, I guess, subplots within there. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, like with this, is character profiles on YouTube. I'll be doing kind of like a spotlight of a character profile or different things like that. Maybe a mech profile, like based off of Battletech, kind of do that kind of stuff. And then also too is to spotlight the trials and tribulations of a mercenary unit, a unit commander, their own thoughts, and then also reports back to Canopus. And so I haven't seen this. Most people just run through the matches and hopefully their personality gets them through, but let's face it, I don't have a good personality. I don't know, but wanted to do that and kind of get it behind the scenes, or what a mercenary unit goes through when they actually do things. Like, say if a character dies, what's the thoughts of a mercenary commander when a mech warrior dies on the battlefield? Some type of restrictions I wanted to have with this campaign is 5 mech parts per mech. So you have to get 5 parts to build that mech. Also too, I wanted to have it so it's more a piloting instead of bulwark, because most of the times you see everyone playing the game, they use bulwark and they just jump in a tree and then get 40% damage reduction, sit there and don't do anything. But I want to do something different, and so all the mechs I use have to be fast or either jump jets. So they got to be fast. So I probably won't be using any king crabs or atlases. I'll be probably using, like I said, Zeus or some other type of mech. Like maybe Orion's pretty fast, I might do that. Might not use a Warhammer. I want a Warhammer, but who knows. But want to do fast mechs instead of actually slow moving mechs on the battlefield. They look cool, don't get me wrong, but the main reason is that the game itself is based off of a Soviet all-female fighter bomber force of the 588th called the Night Witches. And I wanted to kind of like honor them from World War II. I'm a big history buff, and so I love looking at history and kind of tie the things together if I could. And so one of the things I want to do is do this tied in with MOC, the Magistracy of Canopus, which would be perfect tie-in for a mercenary commander or a MIM operative, which is kind of like the Special Forces or CIA for like Canopus. I wanted to get them to go ahead and send a representative to the Aurigan Reach to persuade Lady Arano to join Magistracy of Canopus. And so this is the story of what they're trying to do, or what she's trying to do, Elana Winters. And so I wanted to go and kind of tie that into what I'm doing. That's kind of like the main plot. Like I said, I'll be doing character profiles, mech profiles, maybe Argo profile. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what I'm going to be doing with that. Hopefully I'll find some information on that. But with some restrictions, instead of just go ahead and opposite entry and fire my weapon. I also will be using the extended 3025 mod, which gives different profiles for mechs and vehicles, so it's a whole slew of stuff out there. I'll be using those as well too. So let's get started with the Aurigan Reach. Obviously, I'm going to blow through this a little bit quick, so bear with me on this, kind of get it going. But the first episode, which you probably watched, hopefully, is the intro into it. Some background like information, and this episode's going to be mostly the first 1 or 2 missions. I think I have to double check this, but the first 1 or 2 missions. So let's go ahead and get through here. Okay, so obviously I'm going to be from the Magistracy of Canopus. I have to be from there because obviously from MOC, so I'm going to have to be from there. Where I met Raju. Now basically part of my plot line is I become friends with Raju, join the House Guard, so I could talk or get close to Lady Arano. That's the whole point of my thing there in the first part. Let's go to next. Obviously I struck out on my own because I wasn't exiled or wasn't anything else, so I gained +1 piloting and tactics for the blackjack. Frontier Freelancer, I might pick that, or I don't know, either one's fine. But all these are based, when you go and do these though, all these are based on events that happen later on in the game. So I will be a Interturn Mercenary. Let's go and do that there. Actually, a Frontier Freelancer sounds good. I want to start off on my own, kind of getting, making a Merc unit. Okay, so, go next, years later, you cross paths with Raju. Of course, this is part of the thing there. So I'm going to blow through this real quick and go from there. Okay, so my character's name is Elana Winters, which is from the which is from what I'm talking about. And then the call sign is 8 Ball. A really cool name. I like that. It's kind of interesting to go in 8 Ball. You're behind the 8 Ball. I don't know. Who knows? So let's go to next here, and we're going to get started. So my character now has 2 gunnery, 3 piloting, 4 tactics, and 2 guts. Mostly tactics is what I'm going for, from MOC +1, and then after my 16th birthday, I struck out on my own. Now, of course, you got to go through this like anyways to go ahead and get your story going. So once I struck out on my own to become a frontier freelancer +1 tactics, and then on my I was sick of noble life +1 piloting, +1 tactics. So it's not too bad of a start. The gunnery, though, I'm going to have to increase after the first 1 or 2 missions. So let's go to that as soon as possible. Let's go. Coronation Day. Arano Summer Palace. Dun dun dun. Okay, obviously this is kind of like the beginning part. Not bad. I just want to get some of the backstory in. So use the right mouse button, Q and E to rotate. Okay. Okay, 8 Ball. I had the Espinosa refit yards. Rush the repairs on your blackjack. Looks like it's all one piece. But we should run some diagnostics on this just to be sure. Standard field tests, you know the drill. More importantly, though, I want to tell you more about the job I brought you on here to do, which is getting close to Lady Arano. Now, do me a favor and get that Battletech moving. Let's see if we can make any kinks out of the actuators, or get any kinks out of the actuators. I'm going to go here.
I'll come right out and say it, kid. I wasn't completely honest with you the other day. There's going to be more to this.
I'll try and go through this a little bit quicker. I brought you here because there's something wrong with the capital. It's been too quiet since High Lord Tamati's funeral. I'm worried about Lady Camea's safety during a coronation procession. Anyway, looks like your actuators check out. Let's conduct a weapons test. Target one of those burnt out old urban mechs and open fire. They're not old, they're from Lao. I know what you're talking about.
Prove anything, but my gut tells me something's off, and a warrior trusts their instincts.
Okay, so obviously with this, this might, I don't know if you guys played this game or not, but I'm going to go through the process like anyways. You target a mech, test dummies. All these represent your to hit chance, the damage it does, and the ammo if you have ammo for it as well. So you can either do melee, which is 40 damage, but it has a percentage chance, usually it's about 95% depending on what you're doing. But you also could turn them off to lower your heat rate. If I turn these on, see how this heat rate goes here? It will raise your heat for every time you fire these weapons. So you want to actually not overheat. Once you do overheat, you actually go ahead and shut down. So it's not a good thing. Let's go fire this weapon here.
All weapons committed.
That's a lag, but that's okay. So I killed a mech.
Enemy
Awesome.
mech destroyed.
Good shot. Your guns are working hard at least. Okay, so now I gotta target a dummy there. I've trained Lady Arano since she was 14 years old. She can be naive at times and proud, but I have no doubt that she'll be just an effective ruler. It's on us to see her safely to Cordia City. I'll rest easier once she's in the capital and her cousin Victoria by her side. Interesting. Lady Victoria, well, she's only been training under me for a single season, but she's already shaped herself into one of the strongest Mechwarriors I've ever seen. Reminds me of a lot of you, to truth be told. Well, yeah, I'm a mem operative, so... Anyway, we should run a check on your target computer. You see that drone over there? The one moving through the tree line. Put some hurt on it for me. And then when it turns, take it out with a rear angle shot. After it's down, we'll keep moving.
Camea's like a daughter to me, and her late father, High Lord Tamati, was a good friend.
Okay, so I gotta click on this. Click on that. Fire my weapons.
All weapons committed.
Now I might have to fire twice because it does have a lot more armor. I forget about that, like, sometimes. This is a new mod, and so it changed how these look, which is kind of like irritating. Because I'm used to actually just a solid type mech type thing, but it actually doesn't show you like what it is, which is good.
Unit destroyed.
Nice shot. Now I don't know how familiar you are with Aurigan politics, but the Reach was badly shaken by the Hard Lord's Tamati's death. He needs a smooth transfer of power, and Camea belongs to the Cormont throne. Interesting. Go ahead and fire up your jump jets, kid. I want to see you descend off this cliff face. Aim for that patch of ground over there near the edge of the lake. Okay.
Victoria pulls no punches, but she's been a loyal companion to Kamea since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Jump jets build a lot of heat.
They do.
That was more than your engine could handle. Head on into that water. We need to get you cooled off.
Obviously, you gotta click that and go in and go do that. So, must be detected. Jump jet malfunction. Jump jets damaged. System inoperable until repaired. Okay, for the love of all gods, this is what I give for assistant a rush job, which is that's what happened. Now that I had much of a choice, not that I had much of a choice. The estimation refit yards were backlogged like you wouldn't believe. Looked like they were trying to process every single royal guard mech in the time for the coronation. Now the only problem I have with this game, I mean, I rarely have problems with Battletech. I mean, come on. But the only problem I really have with this game is generally in the periphery, according to lore. Now, as you guys know, I'm a lore freakazoid, so I love lore. I love history of the periphery and plus the inner sphere and the clans too. And they had it where literally there were regiments. I mean, complete regiments of assault mechs in the periphery. Normally, you would probably have maybe in all the periphery, all around the inner sphere, maybe 200 assault mechs, maybe 250, like at the most. Medium mechs and light mechs were mostly produced by all the different realms that are out there. Like most of the, if you look at the books, manufacturing centers, they mostly did Stinger, Wasp, Locusts, Shadowhawks, maybe some Griffins. You know, medium and light mechs were mostly produced. I think MOC from either Earthworks built the Marauder. I think it was Earthworks, I'm not sure. But they built a Marauder, so MOC did have some heavy mechs like the Marauder, but they mostly built vehicles and parts for the different mechs that are out there, and plus vehicles that are out there. So this game makes it so every pirate band has 150 assault mechs in the waiting to go kill you type thing. That's the only issue I have with this game, and I wish I don't know how they can do it. I don't know what they can do for this game to make it into lore friendly into what's out there, like in periphery. Now, of course, that's my own opinion, though. You know, you guys have yours, and let me know what you guys think about that. That's one of the things it bothers me every time I go against a pirate band with 4 king crabs or 4 atlases. I'm like, maybe 12 atlases are in the inner sphere at the most, or the periphery, maybe. But you know, mostly, like I said, they use medium and light mechs or mass produced. Okay, let's go. There's any time to get your jets replaced, so we're gonna have to make do without them. Go ahead and take that mech down with a melee tech. I want to be sure nothing else is going to break down for your blackjack before we take it out onto the Coronation Road. Which is kind of weird, though. Why would I actually... I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and punch this mech. Now, punching mechs are kind of fun because it looks really, really cool. Let's go do this.
Engaging physical attack.
Good hit. At least that's solid. Alright, one last test. I want you to take your blackjack up to the sprint and evade my attack. Okay,
Push that engine, kid. If something goes wrong today, I want to know that your mech can maneuver.
so I'm going to go sprint. Click that, and then sprint around this way. Sprinting gives you what's called pips, or we call them pips. These pips right here, so it's 3. That's a chance for you not to be hit, and that's one of the things I want to do for the Night Witches. Is make it so that the I have a lot of pips going. So piloting and tactics is what really I'm going to be aiming for to go and do that. Your blackjacks are combat ready, or blackjack is combat ready, and as it can be, given the circumstances. For what it's worth, I hope that my suspicions turn out to be unfounded, and we end the day having a good laugh about what the paranoid old man I've become. But let's go. All right, it's time to move out. Lady Arano is waiting for us at the mech bay.
An impressive display, Sir Raju. Of course, this Mechwarrior was a student of yours. I'd expect them to know their way around a cockpit.
Obviously, I guess I infiltrated the MOC to become a student of Raju. Okay. One of the things also, too, that you will find that in the game is they have these kind of like, I guess, position markers. These are kind of like event markers. So once you hit this spot, something happens. So you'll find that in many other different game systems that are out there as well, too. Hey, Ball, allow me to introduce Camilla Arano, the soon-to-be High Lady of the Aurigan Coalition. It's Lady Victoria on the channel. For the time being, my father has summoned me to the Picton docks. I have a fleet inspection and a tour of the family refit yards to preside, oh, my cat got in the way, over the coronation. Behold, the responsibilities of a noble daughter. A fount of tedium that never runs dry. I know the feeling, cousin. By this time tomorrow, I'll be responsible for the entire Reach. Give my best to your father, and don't be late for the tourney. I guess there's a tournament going on. Gambling dens are already taking bets on how long it will take me to cripple the customized monstrosity you pilot, which is a king crab. Ha ha ha! Bold words, cousin. But the only victor that they'll celebrate is mine. You'll be ascending the throne today, but my Kaga, I don't know what that is, more than a match for the family heirloom that you call Battletech. And in the arena, I reign, King Crab, I guess that's what she calls it. I reign supreme. We'll see, cousin. We'll see. At any rate, I will see you at the tourney grounds. So, Raju, I'm ready to go when you are. Overland along the Cormant Road, as is the Arano tradition. I didn't realize this. I guess this is a tradition that they do, kind of like going up to the city to kind of, I guess some tradition, something happened a long time ago that they walked in there. I don't know. Who knows? Aye, Commander, we'll get here in one piece. 8-Ball falling behind me. No problem. Remember what I told you.
Mission successful.
Ta-da! I did it.
We are here today because if Lady Arano will not act, someone must. I know what I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, today we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach.